Caligo is a dangerous place. To ensure your survival, you want to travel to a town. Press M to open the map and look for a town and the road to it. Follow the road towards the town and keep your eyes peeled for branches, flint and berries. You will need the branches to build, flint to make flint tools, and berries to cook. Branches can be found all over the place and look like large bushes. To gather them, simply walk up to them and press the left mouse button. Flint looks like piles of little stones and are harvested just like branches. Walk up to them and press the left mouse button. Berry bushes can be a bit hard to distinguish at times, but those are the bushes with little red berries on them. Here too, walk up to them and press the left mouse button to gather berries and fiber. If you press tab, you can see what is in your inventory. When you arrive at the town, press V to open the gate, and in the town, look for an empty house. When you are close to a house, simply press E to open its panel and see if there are already people in this house. If there are no members yet, you can claim this house for yourself. In the Actions panel, click the little Join Homestead icon. Read the little pop-up, or don't, I'm not your mom, and click Join. You are now the proud owner of a town homestead, a little house with some space to place a bed and to make some production structures to, well, produce things. After claiming a house, your first order of business is making a bed. Press B to open a build menu, and in the second category, select a bed by left-clicking on it. You can change the orientation of the bed by holding down the right mouse button. And when you like to place an orientation, simply left-click to place the blueprint. When it is placed, above it you will find an info panel which tells you how many and which resources still need to be added and with which tool it is built. In this case, it still needs 1 branch and 2 fiber, and it is built with your hands. In your inventory overview in the top left, you can see you have those, so simply hold down the left mouse button to add the resources one by one. When you are done building the bed, you can claim it for yourself, and that will make it so you can respawn at your town homestead when you die. Press E to open the bed's menu so that you can use it as your personal storage. Left-clicking items will transfer it from one inventory to the other. Right-clicking stacks will move entire stacks at once. You can also store resources in the homestead itself, and those resources will be accessible to everyone that has access to the homestead. Now that you have a roof over your head, it is time to make yourself some food. Press B to open the build menu and navigate towards the food category. Select a fire pit and place it inside your home. Build it by adding the 3 branches and then press E to open its menu. When you click the berries in your inventory, they will move to the upper slot in the fire pit. And if you click the recipe for bloodberry field bars, there will be an error message saying no fuel. If you now transfer over 1 branch, the fire pit will ignite and start cooking the bloodberry field bar. Underneath the recipe, you can see the amount of time it still needs for it to cook, and in the fuel panel, you will see for how much longer there is fuel. When the cooking is done, a bloodberry field bar will appear in the recipe panel, and it will show a quality of 3 green pluses. Leaving the finished food for longer in a fire pit, or other cooking station, that is still on fire will bring the quality down. Grab the bloodberry field bar by left-clicking on it, tap out of the fire pit menu and press R to equip the item in your main hand. In this case, the field bar. Left-click to eat it. After you ate it, you see your satiation bar extend and your health and stamina bar slowly increase in length as well. With yourself fed and a roof over your head, let's make a workbench so you can produce tools. Make sure you are within the confines of your own town homestead and press B to open the build menu. Open the second category and select a workbench by left-clicking on it. Hold down the right mouse button to change the orientation and left-click to place the blueprint. With the blueprint placed, walk up to it and hold down the left mouse button to add the required 3 branches. When it is built, press E to open its production panel. In the left, you will see your inventory. In the top right, the tools you can make, and in the bottom left inventory for resources and 1 for finished tools. Hovering over an item in the production panel will show the resources needed for that item. A stone knife, for instance, will take 2 branches, 1 flint and 1 fiber to make, and a stone axe, 3 branches, 2 fiber and 2 flint. Grab some flint, fiber and branches from the homestead storage and open the workbench again. Right-click the stacks of resources so they end up in the workbench storage, and then simply left-click the item you want to produce to start production, for instance the flint knife. Several tools can be produced in series, so make a flint axe as well. When they are both ready, they will appear in the bottom right of the inventory. Left-click the axe to take it. Now that you have the axe, you can make planks, but only if you also make a sawbuck. Make sure you are inside your town homestead and press B to open the build menu. Open the wood cutting category and left-click to select the sawbuck. Left-click again to place it on your premises and then hold down the left mouse button to add the 3 required branches to build it. Now it is time to cut some trees and turn them into planks. Press R to equip your axe and go outside to find yourself a tree. When you are close to a tree, hold down the left mouse button to start chopping it down. When chopped down, it will fall over away from you in the direction you are facing. On the ground, it will turn into 2 separate logs. if it was an adult tree, or 1 log when it was a juvenile tree. Stand over a log and press E to pick it up. Run the log back to your sawbalk, press E to open its inventory, and left-click the log to transfer it. Or, alternatively, just run up to the sawbalk and left-click to submit the log into the sawbalk. When the log is in the sawbalk, equip your axe again and hold down the left mouse button to start transforming the log into planks. On top of the sawbalk, you will see that the log slowly turns into planks, and in the inventory the same transformation is visible in the icon. Keep chopping until there is no change anymore. Open the sawbalk's inventory and see that you now have several planks. Grab the planks by left-clicking on them and transfer them to the workbench. When you hover over the flint pickaxe, you see that it needs 3 planks, 2 fiber and 2 flint. Produce a flint pickaxe and take it with you to hunt for our next resource, stone cutoffs. Keep searching until you find a slab of light grey rock that looks like this. Equip your pickaxe and hold down the left mouse button to start breaking it apart. When broken, it will fall into several stone cutoffs on the ground, which you can pick up by pressing E. Bring the stone cutoffs to your workbench and transfer them into the inventory and produce 2 spears. Grab the 2 spears and the flint knife we made earlier and let's go out to hunt. Equip one of the spears and hold down the right mouse button to aim and press the left mouse button to stab with it. To stay safer, we can change to throwing the spear. For this, with your spear in your hands, press C to change the attack mode to throwing. Holding down the right mouse button will still let you aim, and pressing the left button will now throw the spear. A thrown spear will stick in the ground and can be retrieved. To make it easier to find, you can press the left Alt key to highlight the spear. Stand over it and press E to pick it back up. When you find a boar or deer, aim and throw your spear at them. When they get hit, they will take off in the direction they were facing. Keep an eye on where they were heading and in the meantime retrieve your spear. Keep throwing spears at them until they die. It should be 2 throws for a deer and 4 throws for a boar. Walk over to where their corpse is, equip your flint knife and hold down the left mouse button to butcher the carcass. When the carcass is butchered, it will drop its loot on the ground. Stand over it and press E to pick it all up. From a boar, you should get 1 animal fat, 1 boar meat, and 1 thin pelt. From a deer, you should get 1 animal fat, 2 strong sinew, 1 deer meat, and 2 thin pelts. Pelts are big items that you can carry around in your arms. You can press V to drop the pelts a little away and grab other loot that might be hidden under them. Cooking deer and boar meat takes way more time than cooking berries, but in return you get a bigger satiation, health, and stamina boost. Rabbits and chickens can also be hunted and are quite easily taken down with just a knife. They yield common meat and animal fat, and the chicken also provides feathers. Wolves can be hunted the same way, but they are much more dangerous to you and can tank way more damage. Harvesting their carcass will give you animal bones. To turn your pelts into leather, you'll have to make a drying rack. To erect it, you'll need a hammer, 3 planks, 2 fat, and 2 animal bones. Press B to open the build menu and go to the farm category. A left click to select the drying rack and hold down the right mouse button to change the orientation. Finally, left click to place the rack. With the rack built, bring a thin pelt to it and then simply left click to submit it into the drying rack. Over time, the thin pelt will turn into thin leather. Taking the thin leather and submitting it into the workbench will allow for the production of a leather helmet or leather armor. If you want better tools, you'll need to progress from flint to bronze. To produce bronze, you'll need cassiterite and malachite. To melt the bronze, you'll need a furnace, and to work the bronze, you'll need a stone anvil and a hammer. The stone anvil will cost 3 wood planks and 10 stone cutoffs. The furnace will cost 5 wood planks, 3 animal fat, and 6 stone cutoffs. Both need to be built inside with a hammer. Malachite and cassiterite can be found out in the world and farmed with a simple flint pickaxe. Just like stone, the nodes will break into fragments that can be picked up by pressing E while standing over them. For 1 bronze ingot, you'll need 3 fragments of each. Bring those to your furnace and submit them into the furnace inventory. When the recipe appears in the top panel, left-click on it to start it. Then fuel the furnace to start the actual melting process, which will take 1 minute. When the bronze ingot is ready, take it to the stone anvil for hammering. Open the anvil menu by pressing E and use the arrows to select which tool head or weapon you want to make. In the workbench, you can find out which bronze item you need by hovering over the different bronze tools to see their required resources. Once you have selected the proper tool head, transfer the bronze ingot and escape out of the anvil menu. Equip your hammer and hold down the left mouse button until the shape is fully hammered out. Now take the tool head to the workbench and submit it to its inventory. All bronze tools and weapons require wood planks. These can be made inside the workbench by converting a plank into a blank. If you have all required resources inside the workbench, you can simply click the bronze weapon or tool you want to make to start its production. Damaged tools, equipment, and weapons can be repaired at a repair bench. To make a repair bench, you'll need 10 planks, 5 stone cutoffs, and a hammer to assemble it. Then, in order to repair your gear, you will need copper nails. These can be made in the town smithy by turning malachite fragments into copper nails. Submit the gear that needs repairing and a copper nail into the inventory of the repair bench and press the repair button to repair it. Your town homestead is rather cramped, but can be upgraded to have a second floor, which will provide extra room. In the actions panel of the menu of your town homestead, hover over the little yellow up arrow to see what the upgrade will cost. 10 planks, 3 animal fat, and 5 animal bones. Grab a hammer and the necessary resources and click the upgrade button. Now scaffolding will appear around the house, and holding down the left mouse button will hammer in resources into the blueprint. Once it is finished, you can see your house gained an extra story that can be accessed through the little stair next to your door. The town's market can be used to buy and sell resources. Walk up to it and press M to open its menu. In the right, you will find all resources that are offered for sale and at which price. Buying is as easy as clicking the buy button, selecting the amount you want to buy, and pressing confirm to finish the transaction. Make sure you have enough silver on you. Resources you bought will be transferred into your inventory. To sell resources at the market, right-click the resource you want to sell in your inventory and select the amount you want to sell by dragging the slider. Type the price you want to receive per item in the price box and press confirm to submit the resource to the market. To produce bronze, you'll need cassiterite. No, that's cassiterite. Cassiterite. Resources you bought will be transferred for further.